up. So, should his health impact his upcoming contract?
Absolutely. I mean, for his good and the team's good, I feel like all the way around, his health should be considered in what goes forward for him. So if you speaking on next year from a team standpoint, of course you don't want to pay the guy if he can't play. And then from his standpoint, you don't want to accept a contract, and I don't know how they would go about what's guaranteed in it, but
Hmm.
if he's not healthy enough to play, I don't think they should go that direction. I mean, not saying that he won't ever get back to it, but for now, your health is more important.
What about you, Ike? What you think, man? Do you think his contract
Uh,
should be impacted by his health or the concussions he done had? Or
I
do
mean, it's
you
a
look at his
business
play on the field and
at
say,
the
hey,
end of
look,
the
when he's
day.
on the field, he's good?
Yeah, I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. Like, I mean, if you have so many days, like if you go to work, you got so many days that you could be sick or missing or whatever. Before it's like, all right, you're not benefiting the business. We got to let you go.
Hmm.
And I mean, same thing as Jared said, man. Like, he's got to take his own health into consideration. Uh, I don't know how he gets like paid out. I know like insurance pays out like if he gets hurt, but it's man, concussions are a real thing, and
Mhm.
you got to worry about what the future is going to be with
Hmm.
somebody is concussed as many times as he's been concussed, and that would be my huge worry, whether I'm him or the team. Obviously, he's got to live his life. He's got to be able to live his life, and if you're thinking from a business perspective and your team, he's got to be available to play. If I'm going to pay you, I got to have you in the game. So yeah, I want him to get the bag just because I'm for the players and I want players to get paid.
Hmm.
But I can completely understand caution in this scenario.
Okay, we got Justin. He just joined us. So, what you think, man? We talking about Tua's health impacting his contract. How do you think that should weigh out? Should it be more about his play on the field, or should it be more about his health, his contract?
I mean, it's gonna be a number of factors that go into that. I mean, the reality is the it was scary to see how easily some of his concussions came last year. So long term, there's no way you can give him a lot of guaranteed money just because you just don't know. I mean, even if you think of it, you can't bring him into the side of it because obviously he wants to get paid, he wants to play. But the reality is, from the team standpoint, I mean, there's two things to assess. Like people keep forgetting, just last season we were asking this too, even the guy. So I mean, we still never even seen him play at a high level for a complete season. So I mean, I think that's one thing to remember. And then two is, like I said, at the rate in which he was getting those concussions last year, like one of them was real weird. I didn't it was just weird on even how he got concussed. That would concern me. So if I did give him a contract, I mean, you're probably looking at something maybe in the 2, 3 year range tops. And then you're talking about guarantee money, very little. And a lot of it's going to be incentive based upon his availability and what his actual play is on the field. So,
Yeah, I agree with that, especially now with how we seen a lot of GMs maneuver through the pandemic year, especially with the voidable years and things of that nature. They've been so creative with contracts. I think Tua may fit into that. Hey, we're gonna be some voidable years on here, based on like you said, incentives or health even. I definitely think. I mean, I think he's a really good quarterback when he's on the field. This year he was, I should say. But it's you got to be on the field in order to play to get paid for us to benefit off of it. So if you're not on the field enough to win us games, then it's really a waste of money.
uh,
But we all know
uh,
the NFL was in the business of wasting money.
well,
So
you know how they do. But I also would say this too that just came to mind. Um, this is probably one of the worst years to be in that situation, given how many quarterbacks are available in free
that's
agency.
true
You know what
too.
I mean? Like it's unfortunately for him, he hasn't done enough where it's like um I don't know, even a Lamar Jackson or a Josh Allen, whoever, like where they've actually proven something. He has a lot left to prove, and he's in a market where there's a lot of guys who are available right now. Whether
That's
it's
true.
from your Jimmy Garoppolo, your Derek Carrs, Aaron Rodgers potentially, like you just got a lot of other players out there. So, uh, unfortunately, I think it's actually horrible timing for him as a quarterback to be in this position,
Right.
especially to try to argue for any kind of like big guaranteed deal.
Yeah, that's a great point. Because that's going to impact things too. Because who's your backup? Who else can you bring in?
Yep.
You know,
Because that's going to be huge for the Dolphins. Your backup better be a starter. Like,
Yeah,
because
get dang there.
You got Mariota who just got released. You
Yep.
got Carson
Mm-hmm.
Wentz who got released. Like, there's a lot of quarterbacks popping up. So
and I mean, it can be argued that you don't have to be the greatest quarterback to
mm-mm.
throw to those receivers.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's what
Like
I'm saying.
so,
Correct.
They got a good
Correct.
offense
Yep.
too. So
like yeah, and that's definitely not going to help him at all. His health, and I mean, I don't want to say he's easily replaceable because that's not necessarily the case. But there's quite a few options to
Hmm.
plug and play, and still get the same results you had last year.
I hate to even say this. You could probably bring in somebody like a Baker Mayfield, and you're not gonna miss much of a beat bringing him in. And Baker is what, I don't know what the minimum is for a veteran, but Baker probably ain't getting more than 7 to 10 million.
Mm-mm.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So
I
that's
mean,
just a tough
Baker
spot
didn't
to
look
be in,
terrible
and
with
he didn't
the
with the
Rams.
Rams.
that's what I'm
Yep.
about to say. Yeah, the
Yeah,
He
Rams
didn't.
maybe holding on to him because he.
Nah, they already said they bringing Stafford back in
Well,
that
I mean,
cap.
bring Stafford. I mean, Baker's going to be a backup no
Yeah,
matter
but
what.
I'm saying like I don't think if I'm Baker, knowing Stafford's coming back, I'm not looking to resign with the Rams. But Miami definitely looks very sexy if they're willing to bring me in. You know what I mean? Because I know there's a high probability Tua won't finish the season
and that would
That's
be the
true.
best receiving core that he's had.
ever. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would say easily.
yep.
easily.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I just want passion, love attraction, let me know that shit. Going outside, I just like crashing. See me in the bag, ready for the madness. Catch me, I just want passion, love attraction, let me know that shit. Phone charge on its last light. Same clothes on from last night. Still lit like it's last night. Young living in the fast life. Young. Smoke cloud from the ash pipe. Catch air from the half pipe. I need a centerfold from the shows with the mansion. Chandelier dancing. Count in a Branton. Yeah. Been had hella Franks when it's ballpark figures. Might be in the field, but I came from the trenches. You can tell it's my time, look at better swing. I do like the charm on my wrist, let me glitch. Want me pay the way, I'm the wave, I'm authentic. Sitting courtside, got a sprain. Nigga, I bring the gang for the gang. Nothing but a thing when I sang. Young Usain, I sprinting. Getting fresh prints. Counting a blessing on blessing on blessing. They call me the reverend, y'all nigga play too much.